And John, it's not something that most cruise ship passengers think when they're ready to set sail out of a Florida port. And some passengers are seeing these makeshift boats packed with people inside, desperately trying to get out of Cuba.
All of a sudden, the captain of the ship decided to interrupt and say that they had to make a quick stop, that there was a boat that they needed to assist.
In 20 years of going on cruises, Angie Peralta tells me she's never seen anything like this. She took this video on her phone on board the MSC Divina to Mexico over Labor Day weekend.
They were saying not to throw anything down. So I go out to my balcony and there's the boat. And it was full of people from Cuba asking for water and just basically asking for help.
Angie says the crew on the ship offered the migrants waters, blankets, and life vests.
They saw that everybody was clapping. They went like this and said, thank you, it was nice.
It's a sight that's becoming more common. Thousands of Cubans boarding flimsy boats in desperate attempts to reach the United States. This video shows a group of migrants on what appears to be a piece of furniture getting rescued by a Carnival cruise ship in the Gulf of Mexico back in August. I asked the Coast Guard about this surge and found it stopped more than 6,000 people taking the risk on the water. That's up from the 838 last year and way up from 2020 during the height of the pandemic when only 49 migrants were stopped at sea. Oftentimes, the boat they travel in are built with poor material and they aren't safe.
Wood surrounded by styrofoam, floating canisters, tarps, and plywood. Ultimately, anything that will float.
Once the Coast Guard makes contact, migrants are given food, water, shelter, and basic medical attention before they're sent back home. The Coast Guard blames political and economic instability for pushing people out of Cuba. UCF junior Calic Rodriguez knows how they feel.
What drives people to come in masses is that there's nothing worse than Cuba.
He came to the U.S. 6 years ago, and he says he isn't shocked at seeing the increasing numbers of Cuban migrants wanting to come to the U.S.
I would understand him because when I was back there was nothing worse than Cuba.
Most of his years there, he told me he didn't even have school supplies.
We didn't have pencils, we didn't have erasers, we didn't have notebooks, we didn't have books, we didn't have anything, not even tables for us to sit or chairs for us to sit.
Other Cuban American students said the COVID-19 pandemic only made an already bad situation worse.
Sometimes there is no food, there is no milk for kids, there's no bread, there's nothing.
They're willing to put their life on the line just to go somewhere else, even if they don't have the proper means to get here.
Haiti Oves works for Yo Cuba, a shipping company that helps send packages to the island. She says people are shipping basic necessities like food, milk, and clothes.
Medicine is another thing because they don't have anything over there. People from here, they are sent to the family in Cuba, actually everything.
The Coast Guard says what we're seeing at the sea is a humanitarian crisis, but the journey, they say, isn't worth it.
The risk of doing it illegally, especially through these makeshift vessels or even paying smugglers, it's not worth it. Too many people are dying.
While it's something Angie was shocked to see on her trip, the compassion the crew and other passengers had is something she'll remember.
Everybody that was out on the balcony started clapping because, it was a very heartfelt thing, I've never seen such a thing.
Now, stopping for migrant boats out at sea, the Coast Guard said, is something that cruise ships are obligated to do because of the United Nations laws of the seas. Reporting live here in Port Canaveral, Deborah Cho, Fox 35 News.
Thanks.